Welcome to the Before AGI podcast, the best place to get the latest insights on AI. We're diving deep into AI-driven personalization in e-commerce today. We've got a bunch of articles and reports all about how AI is changing online shopping.
It's incredible how AI is like everywhere these days, especially in e-commerce. It's totally changing how brands connect with customers.
So let's break it down. What exactly is AI-driven personalization? I mean, we see it, but how does it work?
Basically, AI uses your data to, create an experience just for you. Imagine a personal stylist, but online.
Like a shopping experience that's tailored to you.
Exactly. And the goal is to make your shopping smoother, more relevant, makes you happier. And of course, from the business side, it builds loyalty and, increases sales.
Makes sense. One article talks about AI taking e-commerce to a whole new level with more precise forecasting.
Yeah, that's a big one. AI looks at data in real time so businesses can adapt quickly. Imagine knowing what customers want before they do.
Kind of like crystal ball for shopping trends.
Yeah. And this lets them do cool stuff like optimize their budget and prevent fraud.
That's impressive. Speaking of impressive, Google's Performance Max campaign uses AI.
Right. They use machine learning to optimize ad delivery. So ads reach potential customers at the perfect time.
So much smarter than just, showing random ads to everyone.
Absolutely. Right message, right person, right time.
Now, this dynamic pricing optimization thing sounds a little scary. Are prices changing all the time?
Well, it's not random. Algorithms consider lots of things like supply and demand, what competitors are doing, even tiny changes in how people shop, and they adjust prices instantly.
So like if a product suddenly becomes super popular, the price goes up.
Exactly. Keeps the market balanced. And if something isn't selling, the price might go down.
Okay, that makes sense. But managing inventory must be a nightmare with all these changes.
Actually, AI helps there too. By analyzing consumer behavior, it predicts what's going to be hot.
So no more out-of-stock messages during the holidays.
Ideally, it's all about predicting demand and making the whole process smoother.
This is really interesting, but let's talk about us shoppers. What are the benefits for us?
Well, first, a more personalized experience. AI recommends things you'll actually like a personal shopper who knows your style.
I love those recommendations. It's like they know what I want before I do.
And it's not just about finding things you already know you like. It helps you discover new stuff you might not have found otherwise.
Yeah, I've found some of my favorite brands that way, like opening a whole new world of options. What other ways is AI personalizing the online experience?
Oh, tons of ways. Think about website content, emails, even those customer service chatbots. AI can personalize all of that. And then there are things like virtual try-on tools.
I love those virtual try-ons. So much easier than guessing how clothes will look.
Exactly. And it can even make checking out faster by remembering your payment and shipping info.
Okay, but there's got to be a downside to all this, right? Nothing's perfect.
You're right. Like any powerful technology, we got to be careful how we use it.
So what should we, as shoppers, be aware of?
One of the big ones is data privacy. AI personalization relies on collecting and analyzing our data.
So businesses need to be open about how they're using our data.
Absolutely. They need to tell us what they're collecting, how they're using it, and how they're keeping it safe.
What can we do to protect our own privacy?
Always read those privacy policies and check your privacy settings on websites and apps. Be careful about what you share online and consider using, privacy-focused tools and browsers.
Good advice. Now let's talk real-world examples. This report mentions Bevmo, the beverage retailer. What are they doing with AI?
Bevmo is a great example of how AI can understand consumer behavior. They use AI to personalize product recommendations.
Like what kind of stuff do they consider?
Well, they look at things like the weather. On a hot day, they might recommend like a chilled white wine or a refreshing beer.
So they're suggesting things based on the weather.
Yeah, they even adjust their recommendations based on the time of day. It's really smart.
Wow, that's taking personalization to another level. What other companies are using AI well?
Spotify's a good one. Their recommendation engine uses AI to suggest new artists and playlists based on what you listen to.
So if I listen to a lot of rock music, Spotify is going to recommend more rock bands.
Exactly. And they use a combination of collaborative filtering and content-based filtering.
That's why their recommendations are so spot on. They're looking at what I like and what people like me like.
Right. They're considering your individual taste and overall trends, and it keeps learning from your listening habits to get even better.
I have to admit, Spotify has introduced me to some amazing artists. It's pretty impressive.
It shows how AI can really enhance our experiences and make them more enjoyable.
This is all pretty mind-blowing. I never realized how much tech and, thought goes into something as simple as a product recommendation.
It's a fascinating field, and as AI keeps getting better, these personalized experiences are just going to become more and more common.
This is great. We've talked about the what and the why of AI-driven personalization.
Right, but there's more to explore.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll really get into the how. We'll talk about recommendation systems and how they work behind the scenes. Welcome back to the Before AGI podcast. We're continuing our deep dive into AI-driven personalization in e-commerce. Last time, we talked about what it is and why it's changing online shopping.
Yeah, and we looked at some examples like Bevmo and Spotify. They're using AI to personalize everything, from what you buy to what you listen to.
Now let's get into the how, the brains behind it all. Recommendation systems.
Those are the algorithms that power a lot of what we see online, working behind the scenes to recommend products, curate content and make things more personalized.
So recommendation systems are at the heart of this whole personalization thing.
Exactly. They analyze data to figure out what you like and then predict what you might want next. Makes everything more relevant and engaging.
But there are different types, right? Like different ways these systems work.
Absolutely. One of the most common is collaborative filtering. It's based on the idea that people with similar tastes like similar things.
So, if I buy a lot of sci-fi books, it might recommend books that other sci-fi fans enjoyed.
Exactly. It's like getting recommendations from a friend who shares your interests. The algorithm finds users who bought or interacted with similar stuff and suggests things they liked that you might like too.
Like a digital book club for shopping. Makes sense. What other types of recommendation systems are there?
Another popular one is content-based filtering. This one focuses on the actual characteristics of the items themselves, not so much on user behavior.
So instead of looking at what other people like, it analyzes the features of the products.
Right. For example, if you're looking for a new laptop, this system might look at screen size, processor speed, storage, all that stuff, and recommend similar laptops based on those features.
So collaborative filtering is about who you are as a shopper, and content-based is about what you like in a product.
Exactly. Each one has its strengths and weaknesses. Depends on the situation and the data available.
Which one's better then?
It really depends. Collaborative filtering is great when you have a lot of user data, but it struggles with new stuff.
How do you recommend a brand new product that no one's bought yet?
That's the cold start problem. But that's where content-based filtering is great. It can recommend based on the product's features, even without any user data.
Makes sense. But what if you want the best of both worlds?
You combine them. Hybrid recommendation systems do just that. They use both approaches for even more personalized recommendations.
So it's like a super-powered recommendation system.
Kind of. There are different ways to combine them. You can weigh the outputs of both models, or use one to generate a list and then the other to refine it.
Can you give me a real-world example of how that might work?
Sure. Imagine you're shopping for shoes online. The collaborative system might suggest popular sneakers based on what others with similar tastes bought. Then, the content-based system might narrow it down based on the brands or styles you usually like, or your price range.
So it's like a two-step process to get those truly personalized recommendations.
Right. And these hybrid systems are getting really advanced. They can even use things like your location, the time of day, even the weather to make those recommendations even better.
So if it's raining, it might recommend umbrellas or raincoats along with those shoes.
Exactly. It's all about creating a really personalized experience, using everything it knows about you.
This is incredible. I never realized how much goes into these recommendations.
It's a fascinating area of AI, always evolving.
So we've got these different types of systems, but how can businesses actually use them well? What are some best practices?
Well, first, they need to know what they're trying to achieve. What's the goal of this recommendation system?
Probably to increase sales, right?
Yeah, that's a big one. But it could also be to increase customer engagement or promote new products or just improve the overall experience.
Okay, so once they know their goal, what's next?
Then they need to pick the right system for the job. Collaborative filtering if they have tons of user data, content-based, or hybrid if they don't.
So choose the right tool for the job. Makes sense. What else is important?
The data itself, it has to be good quality, accurate and relevant information about their customers and what they like.
Makes sense. If you put bad data in, you get bad recommendations out.
Exactly. And data privacy is huge, too, especially when you're dealing with personal information. Businesses have to be transparent about how they're using that data.
Transparency and trust are key. Anything else they should keep in mind?
Testing and optimization are important. They can't just set it and forget it. They need to monitor how it's doing, get feedback, and make changes to make sure it's working well.
So, like, constantly analyze, refine, improve, just like any other business strategy.
Right. A/B testing is a great way to compare different recommendation strategies and see what works best.
So by experimenting and gathering data, businesses can fine-tune those systems.
Precisely. It's an ongoing process.
This has been really insightful. I'm starting to understand the complexity behind these personalized experiences.
It's a testament to what AI can do, understanding and responding to our individual needs.
So we've covered different types of recommendation systems and how businesses can use them.
Right. But we're not done yet.
In the final part, we'll look ahead to the future of AI in e-commerce. What trends are coming? And what does this all mean for us as shoppers? Welcome back to the Before AGI podcast for the last part of our deep dive into AI-driven personalization in e-commerce.
They've covered a lot, how AI is personalizing online shopping, the different recommendation systems, all that.
But we talked about the challenges like data privacy and making sure these systems are used ethically. But now I want to look ahead. What trends should we be watching for in the future of AI?
One of the big ones is hyper-personalization, taking it to a whole new level.
Hyper-personalization sounds intense. What does that even mean?
Imagine AI understanding your preferences in real time, not just what you bought before, but like your mood, your location, the weather, even what you're doing on social media. A truly personalized experience.
So AI is becoming a mind reader. That's a little creepy, but also kind of cool.
Not quite mind reading, but it's getting good at predicting what you want. Imagine an online store that changes based on you, like the layout, recommendations, even prices, like a super smart personal shopper.
That would be convenient, but I can see some people being uncomfortable with that.
And that's why ethical AI is becoming so important. People are paying attention to how their data is used. They want transparency and control.
So data privacy is only going to get more important as AI gets smarter.
Absolutely. Businesses need to be upfront about how they use data, give customers control over their privacy settings.
Makes sense. What about the tech itself? Any cool new developments on the horizon?
Conversational AI is getting really interesting. We've got chatbots and virtual assistants now, but they're still pretty basic.
Yeah, most chatbots can only answer simple questions.
Right. But AI is getting better at understanding natural language. Imagine having a real conversation with an AI shopping assistant. Get fashion advice, find the perfect gift, or just chat while you browse.
That would be fun. Make online shopping less, I don't know, transactional.
Exactly. More human, even if it's digital.
I like that. So hyper-personalization, ethical AI, conversational AI. Anything else?
Oh, visual search is getting big, too. Instead of typing in keywords, you can just take a picture of something you like, and AI will find similar products online.
Whoa, so if I see a cool jacket on the street, I can just snap a pic and find it.
Yep. Visual search is getting really good at recognizing objects, patterns, styles, all thanks to AI. It just makes shopping easier and more intuitive.
It seems like AI is everywhere these days.
Definitely. So where does this leave e-commerce? Will AI take over completely?
Are we going to be shopping in, like, virtual reality with robot assistants?
I don't think AI will fully replace humans, but it will change how we shop. We'll see more personalized, automated experiences. AI will do a lot of the tasks humans do now.
So it's not AI versus humans, it's AI helping humans.
Exactly. It's a tool that can make things better, faster, more efficient.
Okay, let's wrap this up. What are the key takeaways from our deep dive into AI-driven personalization?
Well, AI is already changing online shopping. It's making things more engaging and personalized. That's only going to accelerate. AI is getting smarter and more powerful, and we need to be careful about the ethical side of things. Use AI responsibly.
It's definitely an exciting time to be following AI. Lots of potential, but we need to be thoughtful about how we use it.
Couldn't agree more. It's up to all of us to shape the future of AI.
Well said. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI and e-commerce. If you enjoyed this and want to learn more about how AI is impacting our lives, subscribe to the Before AGI podcast.
And for a more visual take on all things AI, check out the Ian Ochieng AI YouTube channel for tutorials and in-depth analysis.
Until next time, keep exploring the world of AI.